Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day, and in a large green corduroy thing to go over here, which I won't need tomorrow because evidently we're getting 90-degree weather tomorrow. I'm just dropping in because I haven't done a video in a while and I'm a little bit depressed and thought I'd share the love and joy with you. Tonight, I was at Ears Acres and Spencer called. First of all, my brother's in town because Spencer's been doing inventory of the house next door, Mother's, of course, for like sales or, whatever we're going to do with some of the stuff. Thank God for Spencer and Katie because I certainly just couldn't handle doing all that. So that he's been taking inventory for a long time. But the bottom line is, Blaine's here for a little bit until like early July, and we're going through her clothes, and it's really difficult. People have always said how difficult it is to go through their mom's clothes, their husband's clothes, whatever. And it is. It totally is. Whenever Dad died, of course, I didn't live here. I lived in Houston and went back after 2 weeks, and Mom gave all of his clothes, or a majority, to a friend of theirs named Joe DeVoge. So, yeah, and plus on top of everything, it's Zoe's birthday today. She would have been 22. And, we've celebrated her for years. And when I started the video series, it was May of 2017, and she was 17. And I used to sing, "She learned the truth at 17." Now I sing it to Mars, who is really starting to show her age at 17. She's lost a lot of weight. She's kind of bony. I'm looking at her over here. I mean, she eats on demand like Zoe did. And Mars has had a few hip problems and stuff, so I'm not so sure she's going to make it to Zoe's ripe old age of 21 and a half. So that was the day in terms of, I worked at the diner and all that stuff, and it was crazy and wild. And Amy was my coworker. That was fun. Amy of the boutique. So that's fun. And then I got the call from Ears Acres that Spencer wanted to know if I could come over and go through things and, see if I wanted to keep anything, give it away. We're giving it all. We're donating every stitch of it. Except, I mean, she had some shoes that could be, maybe worth something or whatever that we're going to check out that. You know what I'm saying? But all of her stuff was so nice because she was a sharp dresser, as those who knew her realize. Or even on the videos, you probably knew. And she owned the clothing store for years and everything. So I got a few shirts, and I got quite a few socks because I'm into socks, as you know. So, yeah, but I can't really wear, I mean, she was 95, so I'm not going to wear the same stuff. I don't think, not yet. It was just, it's weird. It's like mother's reduced to her, this is like Mom's life, and I can't even put a finger, I can't explain what I'm trying to say. But those of you who have lost a parent, which is a great majority of the loungers, can understand from where I come, from whence I wander. I don't know, whatever. Also, I think Janet has a birthday because it was around Zoe's. So if you're watching this, Janet, happy birthday late, happy birthday early, happy June birthday. How's that? I know we have other loungers that have June birthdays, but she just came to mind because we used to celebrate Janet and Zoe together. Yeah, we had to do this when we did it. So, what else to report? Just goofy stuff. I mean, the store moved to the new locale, and I'm not, let me just say this gently yet effectively without naming names. I'm not a fan of the landlord of that particular block of buildings. Like, I love the landlord over on the other side because, like, I went to school with the wife and I've known them for 1,000 years and they're very nice. I don't know Tony's landlord, the diner owner, Tony, who is a woman, by the way. It's spelled Toni. Some people get confused, so I thought I'd clear that up. Her actual name is Antoinette. She's very Italian, Antoinette Romano, and don't know her married name, but she's been married like 53 years, coming up pretty soon. Not sure what that is. Yeah, and then the other people, I don't know their landlord, but this one landlord in town is really, how can I gently say it? He's not admired by anyone. He's not liked. He's kind of a terrible person, really. There's a lot of things he's done that are questionable and downright kind of hideous. Like a family that lived upstairs from Amy's store for 14 years. Whenever he took over, he asked them to move. And it was like in November or something. And they're like, well, could we maybe wait till spring? I mean, this is northwestern Pennsylvania in the wintertime. They probably didn't say that. I'm just throwing in my own thing. And he said, no. And they said, could we get through the holidays? And that was not permitted either. That's just a taste. I know not one person who I've ever said, oh, they'll say, who owns this or whatever, and then I'll say the name. No one has ever said, wonderful person, good guy, except for the owner of the boutique. So I just told her I wasn't going to say a word, but I did end up saying a word because there's been some shenanigans going on, and I'm not going to hold my tongue. Why do I have to hold my tongue? He's a total hideous creature, and I shouldn't have to hold my tongue over it, should I? So yeah, I'd let her know, just wear the bear shit in the buckwheat. Yes, I swore. I don't think she might just know him on a different level than most people. So, okay, well, I'm just wandering off talking about this. So, some things with him and his situation with the parking out back, and he just, it's not good, okay? It's bad, actually. So things have been going on there. And then Ears Acres, everything seems to be good. The animals are getting a little bit of grazing, as you know. And they're pretty happy to see me when I get there. So they're enjoying, the little bit of hay they get. And they look in good shape. And Stanley is, it takes such a long time to bond with a long-eared creature. As you know, because those who have watched it for a while, at first, if you go way back in the videos, like to last June, I think it was, before Stanley arrived, he and Ha were barely approachable. Even, like, Dino's son was pointing that out this weekend. Anyhow, barely approachable. Now they're, you can do whatever. And Stanley, I've just been moving very slowly with him. And he's starting to really respect what I'm saying. And it's really cute, because if he does something wrong and not permitted, and I do the bumping of the nose, like, you know what I mean, bumping, pulling down on the lead rope. And then he just gets, he pouts. And if I yell at him or go, hey, something like that, they don't like that kind of abrupt, what have you. And he'll pout, like, he sticks his mouth out like a duck. It is so cute. Speaking of duck, the Geesingtons are greeting me now when I go down. I've got to get a video, because when I go in, they were swimming across the pond. They saw me pull up, and they're swimming over, and then they got out, and I went around the bend and threw their grain, like their cracked corn, on the ground, and they just say, run. It is the most adorable thing you've ever seen in your life, so I'll get a video of that. What else? Stanley, don't know what else to say. I forget where I was, kind of. Oh, he and Ha, approachable. Oh, speaking of approaching, the creepy neighbor guy has been, like, he came over one day recently and was just, like, staring at me work. I don't really say anything other than, how's your wife doing? Then he tells me, and he's always drunk. And Dino was in town that weekend. It was this past weekend, Father's Day or whatever. And I went to, like, work Stanley around the round pen. And part of it's not really visible. But anyhow, when I came back, he was crawling outside, like, through the fence, the old fence. I don't know if he was in there. I don't know what the deal was, but the next night, Dino and his sons came down at the same time I did. Oh my God, I'm going on 10 minutes here. So, yeah, that's the story. It's just really weird to me and a little creepy. On that note, I'm going to sign off, because I don't want to go 10 minutes, really. I think I might. I am going to be a helper tomorrow at the diner. I normally don't work Tuesdays at all, but I have some pre-sold advertising, and they needed somebody, and I said, okay, I'll do it. So I'm a helper. I like being a helper, darn it. Okay, over and out here on Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Please drop those political identities. Let's focus on issues. Leave labels at the door. Research before you judge. Remember, war is a racket. Don't take my word for it. Check out General Smedley Butler and what he had to say. And I got a little bit cheerier as I went on, just talking to you loungers. Thank you. Bye. Love you.